Hey y'all, things are coming in fast. Everything's finishing up at the same time. It's a little mind-blowing and overwhelming. We're getting all kinds of rain coming. We're in September and we've got our third round of rain coming supposedly tonight, which is really crazy for those of you who aren't in California. Bay Area, 3 separate rains in September. It's kind of nuts. But so far, so good. We're just rolling with it and timing. But wanted to show you, especially while we have this nice diffused light, wanted to show you some of the amazing plants that are now coming in. So let's jump right in. This plant, and I'm gonna have to speak with, I think you know who you are. Send me a message. This is, I guess it was going as Cambodian haze, and I thought it was Reefer Man's Cambodian haze because I love Reefer Man's old school stuff. But I guess this is actually a different Cambodian haze, but not officially called Cambodian haze. So anything Cambodian, by the way, absolutely love it. But usually the really straight from Cambodia stuff, super psychedelic, super passion fruity, Skittles, Starburst, like really intense terps. And the effects again are amazing. But the only problem is sometimes they're like 50% hermaphrodites. I mean, it's a real serious thing that you got to deal with. So if you want to preserve and grow Sensimilla seedless Cambodian, you're going to need to do some work. So anyway, somebody did some work here. I don't know the whole story, but yes, this has the amazing passion fruit, starburst, tart and tangy fruit, and it's just finishing up. So let's come take a look at this absolutely gorgeous plant. And
oh, that's good.
You're able to get in there and see. And
That's
the
really
crystals on these are getting to that, where the crystals start getting that glazedness, and they kind of, you can see them, they're kind of getting fuzzy. So unfortunately, this plant, in my opinion, would be ready to go. And I want to show you another thing. Right here, these outer calyxes are turning yellow. And then you'll also see, and it doesn't mean you take the whole plant, you just take the tops. But we're kind of maxed out with stuff right now, so I'm hoping this can go another day or two longer. We're supposed to get rain tonight, and so maybe we'll try and get this tomorrow, Sunday, but limited crew, blah, blah, blah. But definitely Monday, so 2 days from now. But anyway, Cambodian whatever, Cambodian project plant, whatever. Amazing, very excited, and we've got a whole bunch of these. We've got this one. For some reason that one has always been kind of yellowed out, but it's chunking up. Let's take a look at this one real quick too. And also another thing for folks who are growing like real deal sativas, and then also really any cannabis plant, especially landracey stuff. Whoop, watch out, you're walking on a pepper plant. You'll also see the stem. Here you notice how the stems are getting yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your sign. And then the calyx here, that one's actually dead. So these are dead and brown outer calyxes. But when I actually pull open the bud, it's still nice and green in there. So if you want to come in here and look, you can see the calyxes are starting to fade, but they're not yellow or brown or dead. So, and usually in general, the tropical sativa types that have that tropical sativa genetic will be way less prone to mold compared to like an arid area like Afghan, Pakistani, Kashmir type plant. So anyway, I think these ones are going to be able to hang in there, and if we time it just right, a few of these ones that are ready, we're going to get a light rain, which will like rinse them off, cleanse them, and then they'll be all nice and fresh and happy and vibrant, and then we'll take those tops. So anyway, that's the Cambodian something or other plant. Now, we're just gonna take advantage of this really beautiful light right now, because usually it's so bright, everything's blown out. Whew, look at these too. So glad
Nice.
we finally planted some flowers, and next year even more. But now this is the Philippines Lagatan, and now you're starting to see just
Wow.
how cool it's starting to, and notice the flowers are going purple. So we're gonna have these really wild, and by the way, if you've ever grown any Congolese, like Congo Puente Noir or anything, very similar. So I think they're actually related. Yeah, and it's got a grapey musk, actually cut wood, grapey musk, and they're just gonna get fatter and fatter, and just wait in a few more weeks. This plant is gonna be insane, and we have a whole bunch of those going. So this is the Philippines Lagatan. I grow it almost as an ornamental plant, just because it's so trippy and cool looking. Everything about it's cool. All right, here's something else. Here's a little, everyone likes to see their tragedy. Here's a Thai, look at this. This is a Thai tiger tail.
Yeah.
And Thai tiger tail,
Get
you
a-
know who you are. Thank you, folks from Thailand. But look how big this plant is. It's just insanely humongous at this point. In fact, it got so big. I'll show you this other side here. We had a bunch of rain and some wind. So this branch, this whole branch, it was even tied and supported, but it just snapped at the string. It was so heavy, and this plant is so wide and bushy now. We're almost gonna have to put new stakes out here to try and support it. It has exceeded its support scaffolding. Let's see. Yeah, and here's a mung tong. Yeah, so we're in the Southeast Asian section. These things are huge. And a lot of why they get huge is they're used to 12-12 light. We don't ever get to 12-12 really here, because we're not equatorial. So these veg for a lot longer here in California than they're used to in Thailand. And let's just look at real quick this. Get a little perspective on actual trunk size. This thing is a tree. I mean, it's gonna like pop out of its metric tag. Anyway, so this is the mung tong, the Laos mung tong. Unfortunately, we had a whole rash of those going hermaphrodite on us, but this one seems to be behaving itself, at least for the time being. So don't get any ideas. Here's like a freakish, weird little ugly duckling Vietnam black. And by the way, the Vietnam black that we grow, you know, I don't know the story. Everybody seems to have a different Vietnam black version. This variety does start going purple at the very end if it gets cold. But right now, it's in green mode. And this particular small runty one is just finishing a lot faster. So this one, we'll be taking this down. But wanted to show you its sister from the same litter. This is another Vietnam black. And this is more typical of the Vietnam black. In fact, a lot of times it gets even bigger than this. We've had a weird, really mild summer and a really cool September, so things haven't gotten, some of them haven't gotten as huge, and then there's a whole nother discussion that we may have like micronutrients and minerals and stuff like that. We may need to revitalize these pots because we're, you know, feeding all the NPK stuff, but I think there may be some other minor things that we want to add to the mix this winter. That's another discussion. But in general, things are looking good. The Sinaloa, this is just a giant weeping cousin monster, but this is old school Mexi brickweed, and it gets this really mustardy spice smell that's really intense. It's that really unique, if you like 80s 90s Mexi brickweed, it's that distinct spicy smell. For some reason, this is every once in a while we get these with Sinaloa, like a chunkier one.
Nice.
Yeah. So this one's finishing up faster and chunkier. Don't know why. And here's another one. Here's another Sinaloa. And another Sinaloa. So, you know, maybe somewhere along the lines, a little pollen from something else got mixed in the batch. Who knows? You never know. Oh, yeah, we absolutely need to go. Anyway, there's some really cool African stuff up there. Well, let's just run up here real quick. It's great lighting. Great time to actually see these without everything like super bright and blown out. Here's another Brazil Amazon. Maybe come in on this. This is right about ready to go. You can see brown hairs. It will keep shooting out white hairs as you see here. And it will do that into eternity or until it dies. It will keep shooting new hairs. It's kind of that land race, really strong breeding drive. But yeah, this one, I'd say this one's pretty much ready. If we had, you know, unlimited time and minutes per day, we'd be pulling that. But I think that can hang on for a little bit. Here's a really neat one. This is Zamal Ethiopian. This is a cross I did a long time ago. And what's unique about this is it has rubber branches. Like, it really has almost indestructible branches. Very rubbery and flexible. And then here's another one. And just look at this. This is just like a galaxy of buds, of flowers. It's just like thousands and thousands of bud tips. And so anyway, this is a really special plant too. We're calling it Sam because Dave Watson wanted some of these seeds. He'd seen me do a video on this, and anyway, I was gonna meet with him, and then he passed away the day before we were supposed to meet here in Santa Cruz, and he's actually from Santa Cruz. But had to take off. I don't really know him. We connected through the interwebs and started chatting, and yeah, but it turns out, yeah, he was originally from Santa Cruz, and with Sacred Seeds, and then ended up having to flee to Europe, and that's about as much as I know. And I don't really pay too much attention to all the personal stories and drama and everything. Some people have opinions, but anyway, definitely was a significant person in cannabis culture. All right, lamb's bread. Lamb's bread. Head stash. This is gonna be good. Let's come in and check this one out. This one is getting very close to being ready. I'd say, I don't know, we'll see. Our weather is so weird though. We're getting heat waves, and then all of a sudden it's 60 degrees and overcast. So the plants, this is a very weird, we're just like dodging weather this whole harvest season. which is kind of nuts. This, unbelievably, is another Iran Brazil.
Oh wow. Got huge.
And you know what? It's a totally different structure. Everything about it's different. In some ways, I'm almost like, did this get mislabeled? But it smells exactly like the Brazil. So I think this is just, sometimes when you do an F1 mashup, things spin out, and every once in a while you get these crazy outlier, totally freakish plants. And wow, look at that. Just candelabras. Candelabras of beautiful spears. And they got a ways to go. Anyway, let's keep heading down this direction. These are a bunch of plants that we've really hacked into and taken tops off. This is Peshawar, which I don't know the history of it. Peshawar is in Pakistan, but this really had kind of a European playing around in the mix vibe to it. So it kind of, if I were to guess, it would be a Pakistani cross with like a skunk one is my feeling, which, you know, could be cool. But I would not say this is an old school Paki landrace. This may be like a modern Pakistani hybrid that may be being grown in Pakistan. I'll have to track down the full story on this. These are all the Azad, Kashmir Azads. Just they were getting so big and chunky that we really needed to lock those in as well before any more rain came. And then we'll kind of finish up with this. And there's a lot more going on that we'd love to show you, but kind of got to get rolling here. But this kind of a pride and joy accomplishment of a theoretical vision for breeding, which was our Iranian, our favorite Iranian, but then crossed with my favorite stank Afghan that has this burnt rubber, burnt tire, just gnarly funk. And this one, I am so happy to report, translated the pure Afghan burnt rubber, licorice, and its funk. Oh my God, it's so wild. Yeah, that smell is just amazing. Oh, dude. What would you say that smell is?
Some sweet rubber going on.
Yeah, it's sweet rubber, but there's some...
Haven't smelt it enough to pinpoint the extra back end notes.
It's a little... There's a little skunk, like skunk musk, burnt rubber, but with some licorice in there.
Yeah.
And anise. It's just very
The
intoxicating.
anise.
And it just... When you breathe it in, it just kind of scrambles your neurons in your brain because it's just such a freaky smell. Beautiful, but it's really there's a lot of depth to it, like a lot of structure to the smell. Like there's layers of complexity going on there. So anyway, probably we'll harvest that, and then let's finish with. And there's another beautiful Iranian Afghan.
Oh yeah,
this
look at
one.
Sunset at the top.
Yeah, this one's looking really nice too, and this is very rigid and almost plasticky, the buds.
One of these.
Yeah, that's kind of an Iranian trait where they get rigid and plasticky. It's like they get this armor as they're finishing up. This has a few days to go, but this is actually a very pleasant, floral, perfumey, kind of syrupy floral, but very complex. It's not like cheap candy. It's a like rose water and rose water and just complex spices. Yeah, it's not a cheap thrill gas station convenience store candy. It's like almost like a Turkish delight rose water kind of situation going on. All right, now final one. Let's come on in on this and close it out. Here is our actual Afghan Iranian, but this was the cheese quesadilla. For whatever reason, this one went cheese quesadilla. Now, and again, this plant was, you know, way bigger. We've already harvested it twice. But now here's the final, and we're going to close this out. I'm going to cut down these final branches now and just lock those in. Because what's happened the first harvest, it was like corn quesadilla, corn tortilla quesadilla with, let's say, some queso fresco, like a mild Oaxacan cheese. Then the second round, as it got a little deeper and a little funkier, it kind of went cheese quesadilla with, let's say, a brie or a camembert, slightly funky, creamy cheese. And now it's just like a quesadilla made with like Roquefort blue cheese, I don't know, like Munster, just every funky blue moldy funk cheese you can think of, melted in a corn quesadilla is what it smells like now. It has gone serious cheese funk. Woo! And with that said, gonna just lock in this. So we have kind of like the 3 layers of cheese on this particular plant. Now this is not going to be obviously huge yield.
Smell that as you threw it in the tote.
Yeah, have you?
It's funky, yeah. It just wafted up.
Yeah, it
super
is
funky.
Just imagine at like
it's a funky tortilla quesadilla.
Grocery store, just the funkiest cheese with blue chunks of whatever imported from.
But yeah, there's a sweetness of the tortilla.
Yeah, but then it has that nice earthy sweet tortilla thing going on. So.
Freshly baked.
Yeah, or heated in like a fine olive oil. Yeah, warm, nothing like a warm tortilla, hand thrust tortilla. Anyway, gonna get to it, closing this one out, and whoop, yeah, and that's gonna be a head stash. If it's good, I don't know, haven't even sampled it yet. It sure smells nice. So we're gonna get back to it. See y'all later.